Organizers of the Joplin Memorial Run host a preview and announce changes for the 10th anniversary. How local restaurants are teaming up to help those in need. Former President Trump speaking at the Conservative Political Action Conference in Orlando, Florida.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
As we approach the 10-year mark since the deadly Joplin tornado, some are already planning ahead to commemorate the anniversary. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Chris Warner. May 22nd, 2021 will mark 10 years since the violent EF5 tornado tore a path through the heart of the city. Different events have marked the anniversary over the years, one of those the Joplin Memorial Run. Now this year, organizers wanted to offer a course preview for the upcoming run. While the run was postponed last year due to the coronavirus, the course followed the same path it has for the last 9 years. But this year, due to the construction of the new Harry M. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, organizers have had to change the starting point of the race to Cunningham Park.
I think a lot of people want to commemorate the anniversary of the tornado and just the lives that were lost, and then the way the city came together afterwards. So it's something that a lot of us do just to honor the people that died in the tornado.
Now there are several stages to the run, the first of which will start at 6:30 a.m. at Cunningham Park on Saturday, May 22nd. The state of Missouri will have to pay $140,000 after a failed bid to shut down the state's lone abortion provider. Now, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch reports a request by Planned Parenthood for legal fees as well as $6,600 spent on an expert witness was approved. Back in October of 2019, a 4-day trial highlighted the state's efforts to close the facility by denying it a license to operate based on allegations it had botched abortions. Cloudy and cool today. Not a good day for pizza of any kind. Nick Kelly joining us with what we can expect for the future.
Good evening, Chris. We had actually mild temperatures to start this early morning out. That explains the high of 60 on the almanac from Joplin Regional. And at the time, the coldest reading was 50, but we've been falling back into the 40s ever since this evening got underway. On the backside of our storm system, that gave us some scattered rain and thunderstorms late afternoon, yesterday, last night, into this morning. All that action is well to the east of us now, and we are thankfully seeing nothing on the radar network, not to mention cloud cover clearing out. So we're set for a quiet night, but look at how cold it's getting already. Upper 30s to lower 40s across the board at the top of the 10 o'clock hour, and I don't think we're done dropping off just yet. I think overnight lows drop back into the upper 20s, most spots around 29, but dry air, mostly sunny skies, and a light breeze for tomorrow. We should be able to climb back into the lower 50s, maybe mid-50s for some for tomorrow afternoon. With that said, Chris, I do have 2 waves I'm watching this week. We'll break that down for you in the full forecast coming up in a bit.
All right, Nick, thank you. Local restaurant owners are giving back to those in need. Carmen's Apples and More in Joplin is one of them. The owner, Zachary Boggs, says that the restaurant came up with a Pay What You Can Day that occurs every Saturday. They also have a giving tree on their wall. These are both meant as a way to give back to their community.
We've always just wanted to give back to the community any way we can. We've both been born and raised right here in Joplin and always felt that we were drawn to do something. And with 3 little boys, we want to teach them it's not about what you have unless you do something with it.
Now, Boggs says he would rather pay it forward than keep things for himself. Well, for anyone looking to try out a new sport or hobby, axe throwing may just be the thing. That's what the women's group from the Light in Joplin thought. One member, Rachel Grindle, says it was a great way to safely support a local business.
Just really saying we want to prioritize our relationships with one another and really want to be together in safe ways, but to really continue to support local businesses and support getting to know one another as well.
She says they've been trying to stay connected with each other through the pandemic, and axe throwing happened to be a great way to do that. Well, perhaps the biggest attraction in Orlando today is former President Donald Trump. Now, Mr. Trump addressed a large crowd of supporters, many maskless, at the annual Conservative Political Action Conference. He gave strong hints, but not answers to the big question, will he run again? CBS News correspondent Nancy Chen reports from New York.
I may even decide to beat them for a third time, okay?
In his first public event since leaving office more than a month ago, former President Trump came out swinging, telling supporters he's far from the twilight of his political leadership.
I want you to know that I'm going to continue to fight right by your side. We will do what we've done right from the beginning, which is to win. We're not starting new parties.
Mr. Trump, who never formally conceded the 2020 election after challenging the results for weeks, slammed his successor.
Joe Biden has had the most disastrous first month of any president in modern history. That's true. Already the Biden administration has proven that they are anti-jobs, anti-family, anti-borders, anti-energy, anti-women, and anti-science.
Before the former president was set to take the stage, Ohio Representative Jim Jordan asserted Mr. Trump's role as party leader.
Leader of the conservative movement, the leader of the American First movement, the leader of the Republican Party, and I hope on January 20th, 2025, he is once again the leader of our great country.
The former president, who repeated false claims that the election was fraudulently stolen from him, also said the Republican Party remains strong and united.
The only division is between a handful of Washington, D.C. establishment political hacks and everybody else all over the country. I think we have tremendous unity.
Mr. Trump also blamed so-called rhinos, Republicans in name only, for any division. Nancy Chen, CBS News.
The former president ended saying the GOP will take back the House and Senate, and in 2024, the White House, hinting again that he may be the party's nominee. And we take this time now to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Tech Sergeant Morris Forsyth served in the Army from 1941 to 1946. He participated in the Battle of Herlisheim and the Rhineland Offensive. During his service, he received a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart. His hometown, Altoona, Kansas. And we are proud to recognize Tech Sergeant Morris Forsyth, tonight's four-state hero. Of course, remember, to view other heroes, or if you have one of your own you'd like to nominate, just head over to our website at KOAMNewsNow.com. And that's a look at our top stories and a quick check of the forecast on the KOAM News at 10. Still ahead, the approval of a third vaccine, this one coming from Johnson & Johnson, is raising questions of which one should someone take. Dr. Anthony Fauci weighs in.
Cash and Go Rewards prizes.
Dr. Anthony Fauci took to the Sunday morning shows talking vaccines and getting back to normal. On the vaccine front, the FDA issued emergency authorization for Johnson & Johnson's new single-dose COVID vaccine. With two vaccines already available and this third one on the way, some are wondering, well, which one should I take? Well, Dr. Fauci says, take the one that's available.
The most important thing from a public health standpoint is to get as many people vaccinated as quickly and as expeditiously as possible. I can tell you I'm vaccinated now, but if I were not vaccinated and I was going to go into a clinic and they said, hey, we have J&J now, or you can wait 3 weeks or so to get another one, I would take the one that is available to me now, because the quicker you get vaccinated, the more quickly you will be protected and you will add on to the overall protection in your county, in your country. I mean, to me, that is a no-brainer.
Former FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb weighed in on the new Johnson & Johnson vaccine. When asked if he would take it, he said he would. Dr. Gottlieb spoke to Margaret Brennan on Face the Nation, saying that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine was 85% effective at preventing severe disease, and that clinical data shows it's 74% effective at preventing asymptomatic infection.
There is more and more evidence that these vaccines are preventing transmission of infection, which makes them an even more important public health tool. But the data was quite strong with the J&J vaccine. I think people should be confident about taking it. It will be in the market this week.
Now, back to Dr. Fauci, who spoke on whether or not easing some COVID restrictions is premature. Now, Dr. Fauci acknowledged that when it comes to the curve with cases, the number is coming down sharply. However, he adds that caution is still needed, saying we've seen drops and plateaus and then seen cases rise following that. Dr. Fauci says he feels it's risky to say it's over.
Yeah, I think, obviously each individual state and city needs to look at the situation in their own location where they are. But in general, to think just because the cases are coming down on a daily basis. Take a look at the pattern and just watch over the next several days to a week. If we do this and start coming up, then we're going to go right back to the road of rebounding.
Well, despite this beautiful picture here, cool, cloudy, yucky, those were words that you could really use to describe today, but how can we describe tomorrow? Nick Kelly fills us in next.
Voting or eye care, the clear choice.
As advertised, the cold front that brought us some scattered rain and storms late yesterday afternoon into last night did finally push on through today, but before it cleared out, it did leave us with mostly cloudy skies throughout much of the day across Indigo Sky, our time-lapse outside of Seneca, Missouri, and you could see some morning rain before our rain chances wound down as we worked into this afternoon. As far as temperatures go, it's an interesting story to see how temperatures unfolded for today. We actually had early morning highs right around 60 degrees at Joplin Regional, then we dropped back near 50 by 1 o'clock and held mainly lower to middle 50s as we went through the rest of the afternoon ahead of us. Here's how we look in the Skywatch Storm Tracker again. All the action with that front now well to the east of us. We're now finally getting the last bit of the cloud cover out of here. So we are seeing skies turn mostly clear as we head into the rest of the night. And as we had said, as far as rain goes, not much to speak of with this storm system. Maybe a tenth of an inch on the average if you are lucky to see any of these scattered showers. But I am watching a few more systems for the week ahead of us. One that could be sneaking in as early as Tuesday. In the meantime, though, mostly clear in Joplin, 41. Feels like 35, though, with that north breeze at 10 miles per hour. Everyone has turned sharply cooler since we started out in the 50s this afternoon. 35 in Iola, 41 in Miami, 42 in Neosho. Everyone else right in between the two, and I don't think we're done dropping off yet. We'll drop back into the 20s tonight before we rebound again for tomorrow. All right, back to the maps we go. Let's shift to the southeast because that same front that plowed through here today is prompting some strong and even severe storms across parts of the deep south and the Tennessee Valley as that system continues to churn along. In the meantime, though, we're getting a reprieve from any active weather, but I do want to note our next upper low sitting in the desert southwest. That's going to be our weather maker for Tuesday, possibly, before we see another system head our way later on this week. In the short term, though, nothing to worry about for tonight. We keep it dry, we keep things quiet, but with clear skies and a light north breeze to 5 to 10, look at how cold it gets. Most of us dropping back into the upper 20s. In fact, everyone drops back into the upper 20s. I'm thinking most of us are right around 29 degrees, but the same conditions that will lead to a cold night, the dry air, the clear skies, and a light north breeze means we'll waste no time warming up quickly tomorrow. 47 by noon. I'm seeing Joplin topping out around 53. In fact, everybody should be in the lower to middle 50s, so not looking bad to start the new work week and school week out. And what do you know? The first day of March tomorrow. Can't believe how fast this year's flying by already. Let's talk about Tuesday now. That low out of the desert southwest passes to our south. That keeps most of the moisture across Oklahoma and Arkansas, but there's still some indications that some of that moisture may try to clip areas south of I-44 across northwest Arkansas, maybe a few counties in southwest Missouri. I'm going to throw in, since that's the case, a few random rain showers for Tuesday, but if enough colder air can try to drop in, maybe a little bit of snowflakes trying to mix in. But even if something tried to accumulate, again, it's not much, maybe a quarter of an inch or less at worst. We keep things quiet and mild, with highs back in the 60s for Wednesday and Thursday. Then that upper low out west by Thursday, that rolls in to start the weekend ahead of us out with better rain chances by Friday. So those are the two systems that I have on the board, Chris. A weak system on Tuesday, not looking like a big deal, then better rain chances Friday. But as far as temperatures go, 53 tomorrow, 51 Tuesday, 60s for Wednesday and Thursday, and keeping things relatively chilly, if not mild, as we head toward the weekend.
It's looking like a beautiful first week of March. I know it's you guys call it the meteorological start of spring, and I think it's definitely living up to its name this week.
And again, it's better that we head towards spring. I'm still trying to burn that middle February wintry weather out of my mind.
Me too. Nick, thank you so much. Well, next in sports, we're going to take a look at the local champions from the Kansas State Wrestling Championships. Plus, it's a record-setting outing for one Missouri Southern baseball player.
Nick Kelly.
You expect the convenience you deserve.
Missouri Southern goes for the series sweep against Emporia State. Will Bossinger is the starting pitcher for the Lions. Lions get going in the 6th. Grant Harris doubles down the left field line. It's Dexter Swims coming home for his second run of the day. Same inning, Joe Kinder now. He doubles deep left. That brings home 2 more. In the 8th, Troy Gagnon gets his turn for a double. Jordan Fitzpatrick scores. Bossinger still in the game to close it out. He strikes out Emporia State's final 3 batters to win it. 14 total strikeouts for the righty. Bossinger sets Missouri Southern's all-time strikeout record. 7-0 is the final. Lions win.
It feels great. It's something you never really think of coming in. It just kind of happens over time, and it's credit to everyone here, starting from a strength coach to a pitching coach to all the players involved. I felt really good. I mean, from last year, this was just personal for our team to come out here after we got our butt kicked last year. So we wanted to make a statement out there and show them that we were for real.
The 5-0 Pittsburgh State Gorillas finish out their road series against Fort Hays State. The Gorillas took both games in Saturday's doubleheader, but today they fall short. PSU gets 2 runs in the 9th to pull the game within 1, but it's not enough. They drop their first game of the season 11-10. Pittsburgh State softball closes out the Washburn Invitational today. They split Saturday's games, giving them an early season record of 2-4. Game 1, PSU faces Missouri St. Louis. The Gorillas lose a close one 4-3. Game 2 is against Wayne State. Pittsburgh finds their way. They grab the win 5-4. The Gorillas head back home, picking up 2 wins of 4 from the weekend. The Gorilla women close out the season with a win against Newman on Saturday. They finish with a regular season record of 14-8. Kaylee Demitz scores a team-high 25 points to lift her team over the Jets. It's this shot here that gets Demitz her 1,000th career point. Maya Williams with 10 points on her senior day. The Gorillas head into the MIAA tournament with the 6th seed. They'll hit the road to face Nebraska Kearney on Wednesday.
We're ready for the second season. You know, the new season is always March Madness, and so we got this last win, and we're ready to, go, put our best foot forward. We will be ready. We will be prepared, and I just am really excited for this group to have this opportunity ahead of them.
Missouri Southern also finishes the season on a high note. The Lions win back-to-back games this week against 2 teams seeded higher than them for the tournament, Washburn and Central Oklahoma. That gives them the last spot with the 8th seed. They'll face MIAA regular season title winners Fort Hays State in the quarterfinal round.
They stepped up to the challenge. We talked all week about doing the different things of competing, playing physical, and I thought our kids did a great job, both offensively and defensively. Fort Hays, who's a very good team, but if we can come out and compete with that type of energy and maintain that type of energy for 40 minutes, we'll give them a ball game and we'll take our chances.
State wrestling in Kansas finished up on Saturday. The Chanute Blue Comets finished 2nd in 4A, while Fort Scott placed 3rd. Here are some notable finishes. Fort Scott gets 3 champs in Colby Burchett, Jacob Stinnett, and Malachi Van. At 145 pounds, Ty Leedy brings home a championship for Chanute. Braden Dillo, also a state champ for the Blue Comets at 182 pounds. More state champs include Field Kindley's Brady White at 285 pounds, Corbin White for Jayhawk-Lynn at 106 pounds, and at 152 pounds, Bryce Eck wins it for Uniontown. That's it for sports. We'll be back with more news after this.
Hello.
Amen.com.
A police officer in Newport News just had his last day on the job yesterday, and today he has a new career. Reporter Angela Bahan from our affiliate WTKR shows you why it's such a sweet deal.
Trading his protective vest for an apron. Olajuwon Bino said he needed a change of pace in his life. He served his country with the Army and his community patrolling the streets for the Newport News Police Department. Now, inside Patrick Henry Mall, he opened O's Cakes, following in his father's footsteps.
It's very exciting to know that I have so much support in the city, in Newport News, but I didn't expect this much.
And his crowd control training is now helping him welcome a hungry crowd.
So when he said that
You know, I want to quit being a police officer with everything going on, the stresses. I was in full support. I was like, let's do it. But we figured everybody needs a cake. And his cakes are delicious.
With his wife Asia by his side and 4 children, including a newborn at home, he felt it was the right time.
I feel like my family would be better off with me making cakes than being a police officer.
Now he hopes you will allow him to serve you in a different way. And so far, things are looking good. As you can see, this new business is having quite the grand opening. There are a lot of people here in line waiting for their slice of cake. And I'm told that this is one of the top sellers. It's a strawberry crunch, and I can't wait to go try it.
We're doing cinnamon toast crunch. We also have lemon crunch. And we are doing piñata colada, which is pineapples and coconut.
And though he's opening during a pandemic, he hopes it'll be a piece of cake.
I think now is the right time, and I'm going to show everybody that thought that it wasn't the right time that it is the right time.
I agree. I think it's the right time for a trip out to Newport News. And again, that was Angela Bohan reporting. Final check of your forecast next.
Welcome.
Nick Kelly joining us now at the final check of that forecast.
Cold tonight, Chris, but we look good for tomorrow. Mostly sunny with highs near 53. I'll watch a weak way to our south Tuesday. It could give us a few random rain showers, maybe a few flakes of snow. Mild midweek, and then better chances for rain on Friday.
I'm still liking the fact that you're using the phrase rain and not snow. I think everybody at home can live with that right now.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Nick, thank you. And that's our time for now. Our next news time is at 5 a.m. with the KOAM Morning News. Thanks for making us part of your night.